The
All
door
right,
no
little one.
dragon
Go
should
ahead.
ever open. Night covered the ruined city like a black blanket. Broken towers stood silent, and old streets were empty. No lights, no voices, only the sound of wind moving through cracked metal and stone. In the shadows, something large moved. She was a dragon, but not the kind sung about in stories. Her scales were dull, scratched, and stained with blood. One wing dragged along the ground, broken long ago. Each step cost her strength she no longer had. Cradled against her chest was a small shape. A baby dragon. The child was dangerously still. His tiny chest rose and fell slowly, each breath weaker than the last. His once bright scales were pale and cold. His wings trembled, then went still again. The dragon mother lowered her head and pressed her forehead gently against her child. "Stay awake," she whispered in a broken voice. "Please stay awake." But the baby did not answer. Dragons did not fear much in this universe. They ruled the skies. They burned armies. They crushed cities. But this dragon mother was afraid. She was afraid because her child was dying. They had been hiding for days. Food was gone. The child was too weak to hunt, too young to breathe fire. Poison from an old human weapon burned inside his blood. Dragon healers were far away, and the Dragon Empire would never come this close to human space. Humans and dragons were enemies. Everyone knew that. Humans hunted dragons. Dragons destroyed human worlds. The war had ended years ago, but the hate never did. And yet, here she was. The dragon mother lifted her head and looked ahead. A single building stood at the end of the street. Small, old, still standing when everything else had fallen. A weak yellow light glowed behind the door. Above it, faded letters could still be read. Medical clinic. Her claws dug into the ground. This was madness. Every story she had ever heard screamed at her to turn away. Humans would kill her, trap her, take her child, use him, experiment on him, or worse. Her instincts told her to run, but her child's breathing slowed again. The dragon mother made a choice no dragon should ever make. She stepped forward. Each step toward the clinic felt heavier than the last. Her heart beat fast, loud in her ears. Every shadow looked like a weapon. Every sound felt like danger. If alarms rang, she would be dead. If soldiers came, she would fight, but her child would not survive the battle. She reached the door. It was small, thin, weak. One push from her claws could destroy it. Her hand trembled. She did not knock. She gently tapped the door with one claw. Inside the clinic, a human man froze. Dr. Elias Moore had been cleaning his tools, getting ready to close for the night. The city was mostly abandoned now. Very few people came here anymore. Mostly the poor, the forgotten. Then he heard the sound. Tap, tap, slow, careful. He frowned. No one knocked like that. He moved closer to the door. "Clinic's closed," he called out. "Come back in the morning." No answer. Then he felt it. Pressure. A strange weight in the air. Like the room itself was holding its breath. His hand stopped inches from the door handle. Something was wrong. Outside, the dragon mother lowered herself, bending her massive body so she would not seem threatening. She pressed the baby closer to her chest. "Please," she whispered, though she knew he could not hear her. "Open the door." Inside, Elias swallowed. Every part of him said, "Don't open it." But he had lived his whole life by one rule. If someone comes for help, you help. He opened the door. The world stopped. A dragon filled the doorway. Not a picture, not a screen. A real dragon. Golden eyes met his. For one frozen second, neither of them moved. The dragon mother did not roar. She did not attack. She slowly lowered her head and stepped aside just enough to reveal what she was holding. A small, lifeless baby dragon. Elias's fear cracked. He saw it immediately, the pale scales, the shallow breathing, the way the child barely moved. This was not an enemy. This was a mother. "Put him down," Elias said softly, surprising himself. Slowly, the dragon hesitated. One wrong move could mean death, but she trusted him. She gently placed the baby on the clinic floor. Elias dropped to his knees beside the child, already checking pulse, temperature, breathing, like this was any other patient. His face went pale. "This is bad," he whispered. The baby dragon let out a weak sound, almost a cry. Elias looked up at the dragon mother. "I don't know if this will work," he said honestly, "but if we don't try, he won't make it." The dragon mother bowed her head. That night, in a forgotten human clinic, a line that should never be crossed was crossed, and nothing in the universe would ever be the same again. The human who chose not to run. The clinic door closed behind them with a soft click. To the dragon mother, that sound felt louder than thunder. She stood frozen inside the small human room, her massive body barely fitting. White lights hummed above her head. Strange smells filled the air, metal, medicine, and fear. Her fear. The human doctor knelt beside her child. He did not look at her anymore. His full attention was on the baby dragon lying on the floor. His hands moved fast, but gentle, like he was afraid the child might break. The dragon mother watched every movement. One wrong touch, and she would burn this place to ash. Elias removed his coat and placed it over the baby dragon's thin body. The child was ice cold. Too cold. "He's starving," Elias said quietly. "And poisoned." The dragon mother's claws dug into the floor. Poison. She had known it. Human weapons did not just kill. They left pain behind. Long pain. "Can you save him?" she asked. Her voice was low and rough, like stone breaking. She hated how weak it sounded. Elias did not answer right away. That silence was worse than a scream. "I can try," he said finally, "but I've never treated this." He looked at the baby dragon's wings. Too small, too thin, burn marks near the chest where fire should have lived. "He should be much stronger," Elias whispered. The dragon mother lowered her head. "He was," she said, "before humans hunted us." The words were sharp, filled with old anger. Elias flinched, but he did not argue. "I won't lie," he said. "If I use normal human medicine, it will fail. His body is different." The dragon mother's eyes narrowed. "Then why are you still speaking?" she growled. Because there was something Elias had not said yet. He stood up slowly and walked toward a locked cabinet in the back of the clinic. His hand hovered over the lock. "There is something else," he said. "Something forbidden." The dragon mother felt it then, a strange energy in the room. Old, dangerous. "What is it?" she asked. Elias unlocked the cabinet. Inside was a small metal case, covered in warning symbols. Dust covered its surface, like it had not been touched in years. "This is pre-war tech," Elias said. "Human and alien combined. It was made to heal soldiers who should not survive." He swallowed. "It was banned because it changes things." The dragon mother stepped closer. "Changes how?" she demanded. Elias opened the case. Inside was a glowing device, pulsing softly like a heartbeat. "It rewrites how cells fight death," he said. "It adapts, learns, evolves." The dragon mother understood immediately. "This would change a dragon," she said. "Yes," Elias replied. "Forever." Silence filled the clinic again. Outside, far above the clouds, something ancient stirred. A sensor blinked to life. Dragon life sign detected. Location, human territory. Inside the clinic, the baby dragon let out a weak cry. That sound broke the dragon mother. "Do it," she said. "I don't care what he becomes. Just let him live." Elias hesitated. "If the Dragon Empire finds out," he said, "they will kill me." "If you do not," the dragon mother said softly, "my child will die." Elias looked at the baby dragon. Then he made his choice. He activated the device. Light filled the room. The baby dragon's body lifted slightly from the floor. His scales began to glow faintly, shifting colors: blue, gold, white. The dragon mother stepped back in shock. "What is happening?" she asked. Elias stared at the readings. "It's working," he said, "but it's bonding." "Bonding," she repeated. The machine reacted not just to the dragon, but to the human. Alarms started beeping. The baby dragon's heart stopped. The dragon mother roared. The walls cracked. Windows shattered. Fire flared in her throat. Elias did not run. "Wait," he shouted. "Please wait." The machine pulsed once more. The baby dragon gasped. His heart started again. Stronger. Louder. The glow faded. The baby dragon opened his eyes. They were not the color of any dragon bloodline. They were warm. Human warm. Outside the city, Dragon warships changed course. Inside the clinic, the Dragon Mother fell to her knees, and Elias realized something terrifying. He had not just saved a dragon. He had changed the balance of the universe. The signal that should not exist. The glow around the baby dragon slowly faded. For a few seconds, no one moved. The clinic was silent except for the soft hum of machines and the slow, steady breathing of the child. His chest rose and fell with strength it did not have before. He was alive. The Dragon Mother leaned forward, afraid to breathe too loudly. She gently touched the baby's head with one claw. Warm, very warm. He's alive, she whispered. Elias nodded, but his face was pale. Yes, he said, but something is wrong. The Dragon Mother lifted her head sharply. Wrong how? She demanded. Elias turned the device off and stared at the screen. Numbers moved too fast. Symbols flashed in colors he had never seen before. It didn't just heal him, Elias said. It adapted to him. The baby dragon opened his eyes wider. They were no longer dull or weak. They were bright, aware. The child looked around the room, confused. Then his eyes stopped on Elias. He made a small sound. Not a roar, not a cry. A soft, happy noise. The Dragon Mother froze. That sound, she said slowly. That is a bonding sound. Elias swallowed. With me? He asked. Before she could answer, the baby dragon lifted his tiny head and reached out with one claw. He grabbed Elias's finger. The room felt like it shook. The Dragon Mother stepped back, shock written across her face. No, she whispered. That is not possible. Dragons did not bond with humans. Not ever. Bonding was sacred, ancient. It only happened between dragon and dragon, between blood and soul. And yet it had happened. Elias felt it then. A strange warmth spread from his hand up his arm and into his chest. Not pain, not fear. Connection. Outside the city, far beyond human sight, something ancient screamed. A massive dragon sensor array lit up across the stars. Unregistered dragon life form. Status. Active. Location. Human territory. Dragon commanders turned in shock. That signal is impossible, one said. No dragon is allowed there. Another hissed, eyes wide. The signal is wrong. The life pattern is mixed. Mixed with what? A third asked. Silence followed. Human. Inside the clinic, Elias gently pulled his finger free. The baby dragon did not cry. He only watched Elias closely, as if memorizing his face. The Dragon Mother walked closer, her voice low and dangerous. You must understand what you have done, she said. If the Empire senses him, they will come. Elias nodded. I already know, he replied. The lights flickered. A deep vibration rolled through the ground. The Dragon Mother turned toward the ceiling. They are already searching, she said. Elias looked at the baby dragon. How much time do we have? He asked. Minutes, she answered. Maybe less. The baby dragon suddenly cried out, loud and sharp. The sound echoed unnaturally, passing through walls, through the city, into the sky. Elias grabbed the scanner. That cry, it boosted the signal, he said. He's calling without knowing it. The Dragon Mother's wings spread slightly. If they find him, she said, they will take him. And you? Elias asked. They will kill me for bringing him here, she said calmly. And me? They will make an example of you. Elias did not look away. Then we need to hide him. The Dragon Mother stared at him. You cannot hide a dragon from dragons, she said. Elias moved fast. He shut down machines, cut power, threw heavy shields over the windows. He grabbed the forbidden device and smashed it into pieces, sparks flying. What are you doing? The Dragon Mother asked. Removing proof, Elias replied. If they can't track the tech, they'll only see the child. And that changes nothing, she said. Elias paused. It might, he said quietly, if they see him as a normal dragon child. The Dragon Mother looked at her son, but he was not normal anymore. The baby dragon lifted his head again and looked toward the ceiling. He hissed. The sound was different now, stronger, commanding. Far away, a massive shadow changed course. The Emperor, one dragon general whispered. Inside the clinic, the Dragon Mother felt it too. Her knees weakened. He has noticed, she said. The Dragon Emperor is awake. Elias felt cold. What happens now? He asked. The dragon mother looked at him, her golden eyes filled with fear and something else. Hope. Now, she said, we see if dragons can accept what humans have become. The baby dragon turned toward Elias again, and in a soft, clear voice that should not exist, he spoke his first word. Stay. Outside, the sky began to burn with distant fire. When the sky answered back, the sky above the ruined city changed color. Clouds twisted into sharp spirals, glowing red and gold. The air grew heavy, pressing down on every broken building and empty street. Even the ground seemed to shake in fear. The Dragon Empire had arrived. Elias felt it before he saw it. A deep pressure filled his chest, like the world itself was warning him. They're here, he said. The dragon mother did not answer. She already knew. She stepped toward the clinic door and looked up through the shattered roof. Her wings spread slightly, not in attack but in respect. High above, enormous shapes moved through the clouds. Dragon warships, not machines, living vessels. Their bodies were covered in glowing runes and thick armor scales. Each one was larger than a human city block. Fire rolled along their wings as they slowed over the ruins. The baby dragon stirred in Elias's arms. His small body glowed faintly again, responding to something far older than instinct. No, the dragon mother whispered. Do not answer them. But it was too late. A beam of golden light shot down from the sky, cutting through clouds and stone. It stopped just outside the clinic, forming a circle of burning symbols on the ground. The ground inside the circle cracked. 3 massive dragons descended. They did not land like animals. They landed like rulers. The air screamed as their claws touched the earth. Each dragon wore ancient armor etched with the laws of the empire. Elias's breath caught. He had treated wounded soldiers. He had faced death before. But this was different. This was judgment. The center dragon stepped forward. His eyes burned white-hot. Present the child, the dragon commanded. The dragon mother moved instantly. She stepped between Elias and the dragons, wings wide, body low. No, she said. The word echoed louder than her roar ever could. The other 2 dragons snarled. You stand before imperial judges, one hissed. You will obey. The dragon mother's voice trembled, but she did not move. He is alive because of the human, she said. You will not take him. Elias felt the baby dragon tighten his grip. The child pressed against Elias's chest. The center dragon's eyes narrowed. The human, he asked slowly. His gaze locked onto Elias. The pressure hit Elias like a wall. His knees bent, but he stayed standing. You healed a dragon with forbidden power, the judge said. That is a crime. Elias swallowed. He was dying, Elias said. I did what I could. The judges laughed. A cold, cruel sound. Humans do not help dragons, one said. You change them. Break them. The baby dragon suddenly cried out. The sound ripped through the air like a blade. Every dragon froze. The baby lifted his head and looked at the judges. Then he turned back to Elias. He pressed his forehead gently against Elias's chest. A symbol appeared, burning softly. The dragon judges stepped back in shock. That mark, one whispered. The dragon mother's eyes widened. A bonding mark, she breathed. A true one. The center judge's wings flared. Impossible, he growled. A dragon child cannot bond with a human. The baby dragon looked at Elias again. In a small, clear voice he spoke. Mine. Silence crushed the city. The dragon judges fell to one knee. Not in respect. In fear. The center judge raised his head slowly. This changes nothing, he said. The emperor will decide. The golden light shifted. A shadow moved behind the clouds. Something vast. Something ancient. The dragon mother lowered her head. He is coming, she whispered. Elias held the baby tighter. What happens if the emperor rejects us? He asked. The dragon mother closed her eyes. Then this world burns, she said. The sky split open. Fire poured down like rain. And a voice older than war rolled across the city. Bring them to me. The baby dragon did not cry. He only tightened his grip on Elias. And the human understood something terrible and wonderful. The universe was watching. The law that never expected a human. The sky stopped burning. Fire froze in the air like time itself had paused. Clouds pulled back, opening a path of pure light from the stars down to the ruined city. Something descended. Slow, heavy, absolute. The Dragon Emperor arrived. He was larger than any dragon Elias had ever imagined. His scales were deep black, marked with glowing gold lines that moved like living fire. His eyes were ancient, older than war, older than memory. When his claws touched the ground, the world bowed. Every dragon present dropped to the ground instantly, wings folded, heads low. The judges pressed their foreheads into the cracked stone. The dragon mother fell to one knee. Only one being remained standing. A human. Elias did not move. Not because he was brave, because his legs would not obey him. The Emperor's eyes locked onto him. The pressure was unbearable. "You are the human," the Emperor said. His voice was calm, yet it shook the city. "The one who touched what dragons hold sacred." Elias swallowed hard. "I save a child," he said. A murmur rippled through the dragons. The Emperor did not react. "You changed him," the Emperor replied. "With forbidden power." "Yes," Elias answered. "Because he was dying." Silence followed. The Emperor stepped closer. Each step cracked the earth. "You broke the law of blood," the Emperor said. "A law older than your species." The dragon mother lifted her head. "He would be dead without him," she said. "I chose this." The Emperor looked at her. "And you brought him into enemy space," the Emperor said. "You broke the law of war." Her head lowered again. The Emperor turned back to Elias. "Under our laws," he said, "you should be burned where you stand." Elias nodded. "If that is the price," he said quietly, "then take it." The baby dragon moved. He climbed out of Elias's arms and stood unsteadily on the ground. Every dragon gasped. The child walked. No, marched forward. The dragon mother reached out. "No," she whispered. "Come back." The baby dragon ignored her. He walked until he stood between Elias and the Emperor. He lifted his tiny wings and spread them wide. A child's body. An Emperor's command. The air trembled. The Emperor stopped. "What are you doing, child?" the Emperor asked. The baby dragon looked up at him. His voice was small, but it did not shake. "He is mine," the child said. The words struck like thunder. The dragon judges froze. The Emperor's eyes widened slightly. "Explain," the Emperor said. "He stayed," the child said. "When I was cold. When I was dying." The child turned back and pressed his head against Elias's leg. He did not run. The Emperor stared at the mark glowing faintly on the child's scales. "A true bond. One that cannot be forced. One that cannot be broken." "You invoke the old clause," the Emperor said slowly. "The bonded guardian law." The judges looked up in horror. "That law has not been used in 10,000 cycles," one whispered. The Emperor raised his voice. "Under this law," he declared, "the bonded guardian is protected as kin." He looked at Elias. "You are now tied to dragon fate." Elias's breath caught. "What does that mean?" he asked. The Emperor stepped back. "It means," he said, "your death would be an act of war." The city went silent. The dragon mother collapsed fully to the ground, tears burning her eyes. The Emperor lowered his massive head toward the child. "Child," he said gently, "do you accept the cost of this bond?" The baby dragon nodded. "Yes," he said. The Emperor straightened. Then slowly, he bent one knee. Every dragon froze in shock. "I accept," the Emperor said, "the judgment of the bond." The sky rumbled. Elias realized his hands were shaking. The Emperor looked at him one last time. "Human," he said, "your kind may yet surprise the stars." But his voice darkened. "This peace will be tested." Far away, something old and hateful began to move. The enemy that waited in silence. The Dragon Emperor slowly stood. The moment his knee lifted from the ground, the sky breathed again. Fire faded. Clouds returned to their place. The ruined city remained, but the silence was heavier than before. Peace had been declared, but peace never comes alone. The dragon judges rose carefully, avoiding eye contact with the Emperor. Their faces showed respect and something else. Fear. The Emperor turned his gaze across the gathered dragons. "The bond is law," he said. Any who challenge it challenge me. Most dragons bowed deeper. Most. One did not. He stepped forward from the shadows of the warships. His scales were dark red, almost black. His eyes burned with cold anger. Emperor, he said, voice sharp, this bond is a mistake. The dragon mother stiffened. Elias felt the baby dragon press closer to him. The emperor's eyes narrowed. Speak carefully, General Kael'th, the emperor warned. Kael'th did not bow. A human has altered dragon blood, Kael'th said. If we allow this, our kind weakens. Murmurs spread. Kael'th continued. Humans are clever. This is how they win wars. Not with fire, but with bonds. Elias clenched his fists. He stepped forward. I didn't do this for power, Elias said. I did it to save a child. Kael'th laughed. A pretty story, he said. But humans always hide blades behind kindness. The baby dragon growled. Not loud. Not wild. Controlled. The sound sent a chill through every dragon present. The emperor raised one claw. Enough, he said. But Kael'th was not done. There is more, Kael'th said. Scouts report something disturbing. The emperor turned slowly. Speak. The child's signal, Kael'th said. It is growing, evolving. The dragon mother's breath caught. What does that mean? She asked. Kael'th smiled thinly. It means the child is becoming something new, he said. Something neither dragon nor human. The emperor stared at the baby dragon. The child looked back, unafraid. Elias felt it then. The warmth again. Stronger this time. The baby dragon lifted his head and looked at the sky. The clouds reacted. They parted slightly, responding to him. The emperor's expression darkened. This should not be happening, he whispered. Kael'th seized the moment. This is why the child must be taken, Kael'th said. Trained. Controlled. The dragon mother moved instantly, placing herself between Kael'th and her child. You will not touch him, she growled. Kael'th's eyes burned. You forget your place. Elias stepped beside her. No, Elias said calmly. You do. Every dragon froze. A human had just spoken to a dragon general. Kael'th turned slowly. You are brave, he said. Or foolish. Elias met his gaze. Humans survive because we don't look away, Elias said. The baby dragon suddenly cried out. Not in fear, in warning. The ground shook. Far beyond the city, something answered. A dark ripple moved through space. The emperor's head snapped upward. That signal, he said. That is not from us. Kael'th's smile vanished. A dragon scout's voice echoed from above. Emperor, unknown fleet detected. Not human, not dragon. Something older, something that hated both. The emperor looked down at Elias and the child. Your bond has awakened others, he said. Enemies who fear unity. Elias felt fear for the first time. What do we do? He asked. The emperor spread his wings. We prepare, he said. The baby dragon stepped forward again. He raised his tiny wings. Light burst from him, not fire, not lightning, but something calm and bright. Hope. Kael'th stared in horror. That power, he whispered. It answers him. The emperor lowered his head. Human, he said to Elias. Your kind does not conquer with strength. Elias nodded. We never have, he said. The emperor's voice carried across the sky. But today, he finished. The universe will learn to fear what humans protect. Far away, the enemy fleet accelerated. War was coming. And this time, humanity would not stand behind dragons. They would stand with them. When humanity chose to stand, the stars above the city began to move. Not slowly, not gently. They shifted with purpose. Dark shapes appeared one by one. Massive ships made of sharp metal and cold light. No fire. No life signs that felt natural. Just hunger and hatred. The enemy fleet had arrived. Dragon warships formed lines in the sky, wings burning with flame. The dragon emperor hovered at the center, vast and unshaken. Still, something felt wrong. They are not afraid, Elias said quietly. The emperor nodded. They have faced dragons before, he said, and they learned. A beam of black energy fired from the enemy fleet. It struck a dragon ship. The ship did not burn. It collapsed, folded inward like paper, then vanished. The sky filled with shock. Dragon generals roared in anger. Kael'th stared in disbelief. That weapon, he whispered. It erases life. The enemy fleet moved closer. This is our war, Kael'th said quickly. Humans must retreat. Elias shook his head. No, he said. Kael'th turned on him. You will die, Kael'th snapped. Elias looked down at the baby dragon in his arms. The child was calm, watching, learning. We already know how to face monsters, Elias said. We've been facing them since we were born. The baby dragon lifted his head. Light spread from him, not blinding, not violent. Steady. It flowed through Elias, through the dragon mother, through the emperor. The enemy's ships hesitated. What is that? Kael'th whispered. The emperor's eyes widened. The bond, he said. It is not power, it is unity. The baby dragon stepped forward. He stood at the edge of the ruined city. So small, so fragile. The universe listened anyway. He raised one claw. The human cities below responded. Hidden systems activated. Old satellites woke up. Defense networks long forgotten came online. Human technology did not roar. It coordinated. Enemy ships fired again. This time, human shields caught the blast, bending, adapting, learning. Dragons attacked. Humans supported. No orders. No shouting. Just understanding. Kael'th watched in silence as human and dragon forces moved like one mind. They fight together, he said softly. The enemy fleet faltered. For the first time, they pulled back. The baby dragon turned to Elias. Stay, he said again. Elias smiled. I'm not going anywhere. The dragon emperor descended slowly. He looked at the child, then at Elias, then at the human city still standing behind them. Long ago, the emperor said, dragons believed strength ruled the universe. He bowed his head. We were wrong. Every dragon followed. Kael'th hesitated. Then he bowed too. The enemy fleet vanished into the dark. Silence returned. Not empty. Peaceful. The dragon mother wrapped her wings around her child and Elias. Tears ran down her scales. You saved him, she whispered. No, Elias said gently. He saved us. The baby dragon looked up at the stars. One day, he would be more than dragon, more than human. He would be a bridge, and the universe would remember this moment, not as a battle, but as the day humanity did not conquer the stars. The stars chose humanity.